All right, Joyce, thank you so much for joining me today. We're kicking off a campaign to talk about all things native plants in the month of December. And I'm really excited to have you in Johnson County Extension Office's Master Gardener program. We're here today just to talk a little bit about what your experience has been with native plants and why you made the choice to incorporate them into your landscape. So Joyce, would you introduce yourself and just tell us briefly about your role as a Master Gardener?
Okay, thank you for having me. I'm Joyce Householder, and I've been a Master Gardener through the Johnson County Extension since 2005, and been in all phases of gardening, involved in all phases with the gardening program, and have learned a lot over the years and have kind of fallen into native plants as one of my areas of interest, and expanded into my own yard based on that. So
great.
Anyway.
Well, I'm excited to ask you a couple of questions and share some photos from your beautiful landscape that you shared with me earlier. So thank you for doing that. Let me pull up these questions that I have here for you so that you can help provide some perspective and advice for homeowners or business owners that are considering incorporating native plants into their landscape. All right, so the first question I have for you, Joyce, is why did you choose native plants for your landscape?
Well, I kind of like a more natural, free-flowing type of a garden, and native plants seem to really fall into that. You can grow every style type of plant, and they're more forgiving of the environment, so they're easier to grow and require less maintenance.
That's wonderful. And you've got them incorporated to all sorts of nooks and crannies in your garden, I noticed from your photos. And they look absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
So what has your experience been with landscaping with native plants?
Well, what I found is that initially they kind of do need a little more TLC. They need to become established. They need more water, naturally, most plants do. But once they're established, they require a lot less attention, and they just kind of blend and naturalize into their areas, and they attract pollinators. They're used to growing in their environment, so you don't have to really baby them. They grow where they came from. So,
good. All right. What have you found to be the most valuable resources for you when you've started working with landscaping with native plants?
Well, actually, Johnson County Extension offers classes for the public on different aspects of landscaping and growing different types of plants. And then as part of our training, we have advanced training where we have speakers that come in that are experienced in growing plants in Kansas. And then I have several friends who part of their business is growing native plants. So those have been areas that I have given me help. And then I also have some books that I use, and there's one called Native Plants of the Midwest by Alan Branhagen, who used to be at Powell Gardens. And then another style, which I really love, is Piet Oudolf, who's from the Netherlands, and he did some gardening through the Highland and in Chicago and New York, where they redid and made natural areas based off natural plantings. So giving me kind of the style that I'd like.
Very good, thank you. If somebody were interested in checking out some of the workshops or classes that the Master Gardeners were hosting, where would they be able to find that information?
Well, they could call the Johnson County Extension office and they can give them the information. They also have a newsletter that comes out that you could sign up for that gives all aspects of the Extension office scheduling, so they could do that.
Very good. And I know also, so if somebody wanted to see a Johnson County Extension Master Gardener maintained native landscape, there are a couple different places where folks can visit. Would you like to run us through those?
Well, this is the Blue Valley School District Wilderness Science Center And it's on the school grounds, and the master gardeners maintain it, and it's all native plants. There's rain garden and just all natural plantings, pollinator gardens and that type of thing.
Very good.
And this is the Shawnee Indian Mission, and that's in Fairway. And that garden is very pretty, and they have really maintained the native garden well, just so that labeled it so that you can go and you can look at the plants and know what's what.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, and then this is basically how to garden it as a homeowner at the extension office. They have the garden gallery there, it's called, and they are just now putting in a native garden and trying to get it established there. And I think what you're going to find is that when you go to look at these gardens, you're going to find a plant that stands out for you, and that'll give you a place to start with native gardening, and then being able to grow the plants close enough together, they support each other, and so you're just filling in your gaps, and these areas are a good place to go look.
Well, thank you so much, Joyce.
Sure.
I think that Master Gardeners are an excellent resource for folks in Kansas City and Johnson County that are looking to start working with native plants in their landscape. There's a lot of reasons why people want to, and I know Master Gardeners would be the people to go to if they had questions about incorporating these into their landscape. So I really appreciate you taking the time today and helping us kick this off.
Hey,
so thank you very much.
Yes, and thank you for promoting native gardening.
Our pleasure.